Greetings, 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 everyone, and welcome to another edition of Create Yourself Imagery, Intimacy, Innovation, a place where people from all walks of life and various backgrounds come together to share their transformative personal and professional stories of restoration, confidence, clarity, and empowerment. I'm Joyce Kiles, your global speaker and life and leadership thriving coach. And if you're ready to transition, transform, and thrive, this is indeed the podcast for you. Today's guest, I am super excited about. Look, I love all my guests. This one is one who is special to me, dear to my heart. I have known this young lady for a long time now. And one of the great things about her is her spirit. So when I read her bio and tell you a little bit about her, you will understand by the time that we are done with this podcast interview, you'll understand why I love her as much as I do in her energy, in her spirit, her joy. We came into this work around the same time, but she is on fire. So I cannot wait to tell you all about her and then just let you experience her for yourselves. So, Crystal Clark-Chatman is a powerhouse nonprofit leader and the founder and executive director of Beautiful Spirited Women, a nationally recognized mentoring organization established in Memphis, Tennessee. Since 2010, her organization has empowered over 65,000 girls from underserved communities through transformative programs focused on leadership, education, and self worth. A 19-time Best Nonprofit Organization Award recipient, Crystal has hosted over 650 free workshops and led more than 700 community service projects, contributing over 78,000, again, 78,000 volunteer hours. She is the first ever Tennessean to receive the prestigious L'Oreal Paris Women of Worth Award, and she holds an ACNP certification from the Nonprofit Leadership Alliance. Her leadership has ensured a 100% high school graduation rate with zero teen pregnancies among program participants. Crystal is also a proud member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated and the Forbes BLK community. Her mission is to create safe, empowering spaces for girls to thrive, lead, and transform their communities. So, without further ado, I introduce to some and present to others none other than my friend, my colleague, Crystal Clark-Chatman, founder and executive director of Beautiful Spirited Women. Welcome to the show, Crystal.
Yay! Thank you so much, Miss Joyce. That was a beautiful introduction, and thank you so much for having me on tonight.
Oh, you are so welcome. And I'm just speaking truth because that's what we do. And you are truly every bit of the beautiful spirit that you bring into your organization. And before I get into the questions, I just want to humbly say that I am an honorary member of
Yes,
BSW. So,
yes,
I just had to throw that part in too. I am so proud of all the work that you all are continuing to do in these spaces. The work is so needed, and you all show up in the ways that you do. It is a beautiful thing to see and
yes.
experience and be a part of. So we're going to talk a bit more about the organization and what you all are doing and maybe some things, that are coming up later. But I want to start out just by you sharing a bit about who you are and what made you decide that this was the right path and the right journey for you? Some things that maybe weren't mentioned in your bio.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So, to be honest, and to start off, Beautiful Spirited Women is literally a dream come true. It is something that I wished as a young girl in my earlier years that I needed, a mentor. I needed uh, a outside resource that would help me with developmental skills, that would help me with um, just my mental health, sex education. just things that I couldn't get, from my parents or from my sisters, from my brothers. A lot of times, people miss out on the smallest things that can, help us level up, in our childhood that we don't realize until we get into our adulthood. Like, oh my God, that was a missing piece. It was a missing piece. And I feel like that beautiful spirited women literally came from the voice of God, which he did. And he put this in place. He gave me the assignment. And at the time I did not know why, but years later, why not give it to someone who literally needed that empowering or safe space to be able to talk about anything that they needed to talk about, because I couldn't talk about certain things that I needed to talk about to my parents, or I couldn't talk about certain things that I need to talk to around, my sisters. But God made it and saw fit. Hey, I need you to be a servant leader for me. I need you to go back to the community that you lived in, and I need you to get girls and women who were once like you into a safer space to where they can literally talk about anything. When I say anything, I'm talking about anything from the tip of their hair down to the tip of their toes. Like, they can talk about anything without feeling judged or without feeling like someone is going to leave out of the room and talk about them, or just knowing that, hey, I can tackle this depression without, being bullied or things like that. So having that, safe space to know that somebody cared, to know that somebody hear me, having that voice, and not being shut in, or someone saying you better not tell, or else, the threats or things like that. So providing that safe space, over 16 years ago, and knowing that, you know BSW will still be here 16 years later, I just knew that God pretty much created this space and this assignment, and I was just obedient. So I'm grateful for that.
Obedient you have been, continue to be. I love that you really emphasize the two things, actually. One, that you emphasize the fact that what you all provide is a safe space to be able to talk about anything.
Mhm.
That is so very important. When you and I met one another, as I started, my organization around the same time, it was 2010 as well, and I was just getting off the ground, and it was, me by me at that point.
Yes.
And but the same as you, I guess that was the other thing that I wanted to lift up. Same as you, sometimes when you are in these spaces and environments and you have gone through some things or you've seen things, and you know that there's a void, there's a need, there are young women and girls who are crying out for a safe space to be able to be heard, and our
Mhm.
young men as well.
Yes.
Um,
Mhm.
that they need outlets, they need someone that they can come to and talk to about things that they can't necessarily talk about with their girlfriends, they can't necessarily
Yes.
talk about with their parents. And like I said, I know firsthand the work that you all are doing to ensure that there is a safe space, and that you bring individuals in to talk with the young women, talk with the young girls, that you bring people in that you trust, that are
Yes.
trustworthy, they are women of character and integrity,
Mhm.
and they don't mind coming in and talking about mental health and sex
Yes.
education. They don't mind
Mhm.
being mentors. You are truly a servant leader. I heard you
Thank
lift
you.
that up, and like I said, I know that to be certain of you. So I'm glad that you answered the call, that you have put people in place around you that continue to lift up what needs to be done in the community,
Mhm.
that you are providing those missing pieces. And I know that certainly was the case for me just
Yes.
feeling this need to provide these missing pieces and fill in the gaps in ways and spaces that typically are underserved. There's a reason that you
Yes.
all are a 19-time best nonprofit
Yay.
organization. Yeah, there's a reason for that, and it's not just for fluff. You all are actually doing the work. So I commend
Awesome.
you. I
And I
commend you
wanted
for
to
answering the
add
call.
this too, Miss Joyce.
Mm,
And I have the four imagine ifs. So imagine if more girls and women were encouraged to live authentic, free, and confident lives.
mm,
Imagine every girl and woman felt worth it. Also imagine if meeting the needs of this culture and the next generation started with women of today. And then also imagine we all reach back into the community that we were raised in and giving every girl, every woman, every boy, every male a chance to correct the tools and the resources that they once thought that they needed or had. And then also make sure that they need to ensure that there is no barrier to a girl's or boy leader potential. Imagine if we all just thought those things and how different or how better this world could be with our youth.
mm. We could stop the interview right there. Oh,
Mhm.
we could stop right there with just taking a pause and really thinking about, imagine what it would be, what a beautiful, beautiful world we
Yes.
would have if that were so. So
Hmm.
I again just commending you individually, commending the organization collectively for helping to bring some of those things into fruition and, setting a standard, setting a bar
Yes.
in the ways that you all do so that people can see what is possible. That what if, just imagine what things could look like, how the empowerment that we could give
Yes.
our women and girls, our young men and our boys. So I love that. That's why I said we could stop right there, but I have a few
Yes.
more questions for you. Because I want our listeners to hear a little bit about some of the specific programs that you have that you are
Okay.
currently offering, and maybe even some that you're looking to have in the future.
Yes. So this year we are literally creating our 7-month leadership cohort program. This program has been instilled in our organization for quite some time. As y'all see, we are celebrating 15 years this year. So I'm super excited about that. And this program is for girls ages 4 through 18. And guess what? We are the only nonprofit in the city of Memphis as of right now that has that early age of 4-year-olds.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
So we've been digging and surfing. So we have women that is very patient with our little babies as well. So this 7-month leadership cohort program will run from August 2025 to March 26. It will be in person in the city of Memphis as well as the city of Clarksville. Any girls that would love to virtually join, they will have to email us. And if we get a lot of girls that is very interested in joining the virtual session, then we will host a virtual session as well for the girls who are out of state that cannot attend in person in either of those locations. This leadership cohort program will literally offer monthly workshops, financial literacy and hygiene, STEM, creative writing, field trips, public speaking, because that is something that I did not love to do, and that was public speaking. So we are going to help the girls with that, not being afraid, which we used to call it stage fright.
Hmm.
Resumes, interview, preparing for interviews, preparing for college, because a lot of girls, young ladies, do not all want to pursue to go straight to college. A lot of them want to go straight into business strategies and
Right.
leadership coaching development. So we don't push our girls, to go to college. Is what they have of their choice and what they feel like they want to do, and we just literally be the what they call the cheerleader for whatever that they want to do. And then also this will be a good volunteer opportunity for any mentors, anyone who wants to give back once a month for the 7 months. And then we close out with a ceremony for all the girls who becoming leaders at the end of the cohort. So after this leadership cohort, they will feel very empowered through their confidence, through their leadership skills, as well as sisterhood, because we want them to learn how to work together as a team, how to learn how to be a sister if you want a sister, how to apply, and just in case they have friends who don't know how to do certain things, they will be a beacon of light and assistance to them as well. And preferably those girls will come to the program next year. So we
Okay,
have
okay.
that going on. We also have the college boxes for girls as well as young boys that we have coming up this fall. So we will be blessing college girls and college boys with a whole self-care kit. I mean, everything you know you needed as a college student.
Oh,
And I
wonderful.
did not receive any college care packages, not because my family couldn't afford it. It's just a simple fact that by me being the first child to go to college and graduate, a lot of them pretty much just didn't know what to do, or do she
Mhm.
need this? Do she need that? And just seeing all the other students receive care packages and things like that, I asked the Lord almost that many years ago, put me in position one day that I can be able to send care packets to students in colleges, regardless of their income. You just never know. And
Right.
from the videos and from the messages, oh my God, they are very overwhelming. The tears have flown for the last couple of months just seeing the videos of these students saying thank you. You just don't know what you literally have done. And when they open their box, oh my God, it is
Mm.
like custom made and it's full of
Oh, love it.
snacks and full of, so much stuff that they literally need every day. And it just warms my heart knowing that I'm in position to help assist these students, as well as all the sponsors, all the women, the men that's a part of this amazing organization. So those are two of our main programming and things that we have going on right now, and they full time. This full time, okay?
Okay. Yes, I know. I see and follow you all, of course. So I'm seeing all that you've described in
Yes,
terms of, especially with college students and seeing some of the videos, some of the pictures, and just knowing
yes,
that what you all are doing is a blessing. And
yes,
like you said, sometimes people just don't do things just because they don't know, and you all are providing an opportunity for people to be able to support and to show
yes,
up for you all. So I guess this is a good segue then for me to ask you if you have any particular events that may be coming up that people can get involved with, because we're going to come back to
yes.
how to sign up and volunteer and all the things. But before
Perfect.
that, I just want to know if you have any events that may be coming up, any products, any services, anything at all that you are currently, wanting us to know about so that we can segue into how to support those things.
Awesome. So on September the 27th of this year, we are celebrating our 15-year celebration with a gala. Some people call it gala. So we are literally excited for what God has, put in front of us. And, how dare we not fulfill his assignment. And just with the women who started with me from the beginning and who are boots on the ground, you remember that, right?
Of
Who are
course I
boots
do.
on the yes, who are boots on the ground. And they still here with me to be able to celebrate what God has done. And we will be rolling out the red carpet, for amazing leaders in the community. Also amazing women that's in the sisterhood of beautiful spirited women, music, auction, just door prizes and just all the community that loves BSW. And not only this year, we're inviting the men this year, y'all.
All
This is
right.
our first year inviting the men to come out and celebrate. We will be in our purple gala gowns. And then the men will be in their black tux. And this right here is to continue to fundraise and raise money for our organization because we have not yet to have a city, a county, or government grant for funding. And we want to continue to provide those free services
Mhm.
for our children and the youth that we serve in our program because not yet in 16 years that they had to pay for programming for BSW and that's short for Beautiful Spirited Women. So that's how you know that it is God's ordained. We have been
Mhm.
overflowed with so much, and I'm just grateful to keep pushing and thriving. Also, to our 15-year celebration just in-house with the women. We will be celebrating through a cocktail hour on November the 10th. That is our initial founding day. So we will be celebrating coming together and partnering with one of the spas in the city of Memphis. And this right here is going to bring more women together to learn about BSW, to learn how they can assist, to learn how they can mentor, volunteer, us just embracing more women in a community to come together to assist us. You know, we don't want to continue to build followers. We want to continue to build leaders because I don't literally want to be the executive director for the rest of my life. I want people to come and be boots on the ground for this organization hundreds of years from now. So I want to continue to build life changing and beautiful
Mhm.
lifelong commitment relationships with women of all leadership and background that can come
Wow.
in and pour into our next generation. So those two signature events will do just that. And we would love to have each and every one of you all that is listening on those dates.
All right. So you all have heard it from Crystal. These are the things that they are currently doing, things that they have coming down the pipeline. Beautiful ways to be able to support and engage. I love the fact that, yeah, you're going into, you're celebrating 15 years and, 16 as we're starting to come into a new year with it
Mhm.
all, and that you have not gotten those large contracts and all the things. Like, I know this, so
Yeah.
to it is important that we pour back into organizations like yours in both our time and our finances so that you can continue to do the work and be able to provide these types of services to our young people of no with no cost, because that you are
Yes.
serving an underserved community. And I know that it takes time, it takes funds, and
Yes.
it's not free flowing, but
Yes.
we have the hearts and the passion to do the work. And so you have truly been blessed to be able to do it as long as you have without those types of funds. So my petition to those who are listening is to get involved, with your time, with your talent, with your gifts, with your finances, any in all the ways that you can, and it may be some opportunities for collaborative efforts. If you have some fundraising skills, grant writing skills, or
Yes.
know of opportunities that this organization can connect with for additional funding, I just petition the listeners to please connect with you all, and find out how you can be of some support. So with that, Crystal, if you would just share a little bit about what is the best ways. And of course, I'm going to share this online, so you will
Mhm.
actually, the listeners will be able to copy and paste, if you will, click for follow, shares, and subscribes, and all the things. But let our listeners know the best ways to connect with you.
Oh, awesome. So, of course, we are on every social media platform. Everything you think that has a link, Beautiful Spirited Women is there. Okay. All you literally have to do is just type in beautiful spirited women. Okay. We are also looking for so many of you all to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have a lot of things that is cooking, as they say, the younger generation. We have a lot of things that is going on to where we're going to start doing interviews with our past honorees, our past BSW sisters, so you all can get to know their why and why they chose us, because a lot of people forget about the missing pieces. If you have women that is still with you from the day you started something and they do not get paid for it, you need to know their why. Why is it so important for you to
That's right.
still
That's
be
right.
around and not being paid for something that is literally taking up all of your time? Also, you can visit us on the website at beautifulspiritedwomen.org. And again, just type in Beautiful Spirited Women on all social media platforms. I am also on LinkedIn as Crystal Chatman. Okay, Crystal Chatman, and you can find me there on the personal level. So those are all the platforms that you can reach us on through Beautiful Spirited Women.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And I love the branding of that because she is spot on when she says if you just type in beautiful, spirited
Spirited Women.
women, you can find BSW. It is truly that simple. Beautiful, spirited women. And then of
Yeah.
course connect with her on LinkedIn as Crystal Chapman, so that you can get to know her personally and learn more about what she's doing, not just with BSW, but as a proud member of
Yes.
DST and Forbes BLK and all the things. So I know you wear a lot of hats, um, and that you are very committed to everything that you do. So I think the last question that I want to ask you then, as we wrap up this podcast, at least for this session, because I definitely want to have you on for part two at some point.
Yes.
Um, what would be your main points or encouraging words? Anything that you would want the audience to take away from our Create Yourself conversation today?
Awesome. So my encouraging words, because y'all know I'm very creative when it comes to literally starting something from scratch. I'm very creative. Just envision yourself being exactly where you want to be at in life. Always think, dream, not think, dream so big to where you're like, oh my God, this is unreal. I dream every day. I dream, when I say big, I dream so big that I'm like, I know God is going to do it for me. At first, I did, because I'm like, this is going to be too much. You cannot underestimate what God is going to do for you in your life if you just have faith, if you just manifest, if you just know. Like, I know that God is about to get ready to do this for me. I know that God is about to secure this land. I know that God is about to give me this 12.5 acres of land, because this is what I've been working hard for. So I encourage each of you to dream big. Imagine yourself being in position now. Every morning you wake up, no, if you dream about, I mean, if you think about it going to bed, you think about it getting up in the morning, that is exactly what you're supposed to be doing each and every day. And don't settle. Don't ever settle. If you even feel like it's small, then that means that you need to go bigger. So I encourage you all to create this space in your head, knowing that you can do anything. When I say anything, anything that you want to put your mind to it, and know that it may not happen overnight. You just got to keep going. You just got to keep having faith. You just got to keep pushing until it happens. Y'all know what push is. Pray until
Mm,
happens. Okay. That's exactly what it is. And just because you don't see it today does not mean you're not going to see it tomorrow. Just because you don't see it tomorrow doesn't mean you're not going to see it next week. But the only way you're going to find out if you keep going. And that is my create vision for, and my encouragement for everybody that is listening to this right now.
Wow, wow. So this was for everyone. So I hope everyone takes it in. But when I say you speaking to me in this moment, right
Yes,
now, in this moment
yes.
right now,
Mhm.
my husband and I just watched a video last night, and I cannot think of the person's name who was sharing what he was sharing. Ooh, it escapes me. It's someone that he follows, and he said, "I just want you to just listen to this." And so
Mm.
we did. And what he talked about in essence is almost verbatim what you share specifically about waking up in the morning and believing and manifesting and dreaming big
Oh,
and
wow.
recognizing that even if it doesn't happen today or right now, just continue on in the faith walk, continue
Yes,
doing the work, keep showing up in excellence, keep operating
yes,
in a spirit of excellence, and believe. Dream
yes,
big, dream bigger. Your dreams need to scare you. Now that's
yes,
me talking. They need to
yes,
scare you. You
yes.
need to look at them and go, "Oh my gosh,
Oh, my.
I don't know if this, but if it's been given to you and the
Yes,
vision has been given to you, the provision will come." So
yes, it
I
will.
know and believe, Crystal, I am waiting for you to come back and share about your 12.5 acres. I'm
Yes,
excited for you to share about the grants that you have received, the
yes.
volunteers that will come, the people that will come into your life and continue to stay. I can't wait to be one of your guests to share about my why for
Yes,
staying and committing and doing and showing up in the ways that I can. I do my best.
yes,
I know some of the women that are connected to you, and I know that they love you
yes,
personally. They love BSW collectively. So I know some of their whys, and I can't wait to see what is next on the horizon for all of you. Continue to walk in faith and in purpose, and continue to show up for our young women. They need you. They need
yes,
y'all.
yes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So with that, I want to thank our very special guest, the beautiful Crystal Clark-Chatman. She is truly as beautiful on the outside as she is on the inside, y'all. So as you will see from the pictures, she is just as beautiful. So the spirit I told you all when we started, that by the time the podcast would be over, you would understand why I love this young lady as much as I do. So I'm just so glad that she said yes to me and agreed to be a guest. So thank you, because you are extremely busy. So thank you for your time.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for having me. And thank you for just, you already know. Just thank you for just, being
Oh,
on this
thank
journey with me because people don't understand. Well, I'm not gonna say people don't understand. He has a certain circle for the servant leaders to understand other servant leaders, and you are one of those ones who understand, and I thank you.
thank you. Bless you. I appreciate that. I genuinely do. Thank you. Thank you. And to our listeners, thank you. Thank you for tuning in today, because if you don't show up for me, then I don't have the podcast. So I
Mm.
thank you for showing up each and every week and for allowing me to share time and space with all of you. So again, just thank you all for tuning in today. So until next time, please go forward and create the life that you desire and deserve. And remember that you can do that at any age. Let's continue to transition, transform, and thrive together. Until next time.